The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions were founded back in 1930 in Portsmouth, Ohio, but quickly moved the franchise over to Detroit. Lions headquarters are located in Allen Park, Michigan. Ford Field is the home of the Lions. In Portsmouth, Ohio, they played Universal Stadium. Once they moved to Detroit, the Lions had 3 locations before their current home at Ford Field. First, they were at the University of Detroit Stadium. They played there until the end of the 1940 season when they moved to Tiger Stadium. The Lions and the Tigers shared the stadium until 1974. Then the Lions moved to Pontiac Silverdome. The Lions were by themselves there until the end of the 2021 season. Finally, in 2002, the Lions opened Ford Field in Detroit. Ford Field is the home of the Lions, along with the Michigan Panthers of the USFL. Ford Field hosted Super Bowl where the Steelers beat the Seahawks. Why the Lions and who are they? Back in the 1930s, when the team was coming together, the ownership wanted to put a team together that would be the king of the NFL. They associated that with how the Lions are the king of the jungle. They also felt it would work well to have a tie-in with the Detroit Tigers, the baseball team in town. Historical records for the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions hold the worst record of any franchise between the years of 1973 and 2023. Detroit during that time is 312, 448, and 4. The 2008 Detroit Lions go down as one of the worst teams of all time. The Lions joined the 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the second team to lose all 16 of their regular season games. Super Bowl titles for the Lions. The Detroit Lions have never won a Super Bowl after the AFL-NFL merger in 1970. Before that time, the Lions won 4 league championships. The Lions won 4 conference championships as well. Detroit has been the postseason 18 times in franchise history. The Lions have yet to make the postseason since 2016. Famous quarterbacks for the Detroit Lions. Matthew Stafford is the Lions' leading in touchdowns thrown. He finished his time in Detroit with 282 touchdowns and 141 interceptions. Next on the list would be Bobby Lane with 118 touchdowns. Those are the only 2 Lions quarterbacks with 100-plus touchdowns in their careers. Detroit Lions Hall of Famers. There are 22 guys as a part of the Detroit Lions, with 17 of them from the Detroit Lions strictly. The other 7 guys spent portions of their careers with the Lions. The first guy in the franchise history who was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was Dutch Clark, probably the most famous Detroit Lions player of all time. 1989 through 1998, running back Barry Sanders went into the Pro Hall of Fame in 2004. He was a 6-time All-Pro first-team player and made the Pro Bowl 10 times. The Lions have a mascot named Rory the Lion. He wears a blue football jersey to the Lions came with the number 1 on it. Rory is the spokeslion for the Detroit Lions Kids Club and is typically at every home game event the Lions host. Detroit also has its own cheerleaders. They are called the Detroit Lions Cheerleaders. The Lions have had 30 head coaches in their history of the franchise.